Okay, so welcome to this tutorial on Solana installation. The idea is that you can use Mac, Linux or WSL if you're using Windows. So Windows subsystem for Linux, WSL for acronym, is the tool for embedding Linux on Windows. So you will need to enable virtualization on your BIOS. So the process to install WSL is opening Windows PowerShell and running this command. And if you run Linux or Mac, you can run natively this tutorial. And if you have Linux or Mac, you can install the Solana CLI with no problems. So if you have Windows and you have VS Code, you can use the WSL extension and enable the extension by selecting the extension, and then you can click here and you can use the tool on VS Code. Okay, so there are two ways to install the Solana CLI that requires some other packages. One is the quick installation, that is one command, and with one command, one terminal command, you will install Rust, the Solana CLI, Anchor CLI, Node.js, and Yarn. Okay, so the process is to run the command in the terminal, and you will need to wait some time and everything will be installed. Also, you can check the Rust compiler version using Rust C --version, the cargo, that is the Rust package manager with cargo version, the Solana CLI, you can use Solana version or Solana -b, the Anchor CLI with Anchor version, and Node.js also with these two commands, and Yarn with Yarn version to check the current version. Okay, so as you can see here, you can type these commands. If you already have installed with the quick installation, you can check which packages have been installed. Okay, so now let's see why the version matters. Okay, for security and performance, maybe is the main reason. So it has critical fixes to security, performance, and that affect the fee calculations, compute unit metering, and networking. Also for features. So if you need to add to your programs priority fees for the transactions, rewards, address lookup tables, you will need the latest versions, and you can play with the Edge, beta, stable, and writing the current version you want to install. So you can switch from Solana versions, and sometimes it's very strategic. Okay, so this is the command for the quick installation. So as we say, this curl means the command line downloader. The proto HTTPS, it refuses any redirect that isn't HTTPS. So this is the proto HTTPS. Then the TLS 1.2 enforces encryption with TLS 1.2 or newer to block insecure SSL TLS versions. Then this SSFL is for silent progress bar and show errors, F for fail if the HTTP response is from 400s or 500s, and L follow redirects. And this final URL is the URL that returns an OS aware shell. So it will detect if you are running Mac OS, Linux, WSL, and will download the latest Solana CLI with Anchor, Rust, Node, etc. Okay, so now let's see how to install the dependencies one by one. So the instruction below guides you through the installing each dependency individually. Okay, so the first step is to install Rust. So you will use this command that will install Rust. So the curl is a command line downloader, then the proto HTTPS for refusing non-encrypted URLs, then the TLS 1.2 to enforce TLS 1.2 or newer during the HTTPS handshake, then the SS for silent, show errors, and the F for fails if there is a response from 400s or 500s. And finally, the URL is the URL that serves as a tiny roast up init install script that, as we say, it detects Mac OS, Linux, WSL, and the CPU architecture, etc. So here you can see the terminal running the command to install Rust. So always check the official documentation from Rust and from Solana to get the command for installing Rust. Finally, you can run this command to reload your path environment variable, including the cargos bin directory. Okay, so now let's see how to install the Solana CLI. So we have a command like for installing Rust to install the Solana CLI. So the first sh-c is to start bourne shell and run whatever the string follow at the script, then the string, then the command substitution, then curl for downloading with a silent no progress bar meter and still show errors. And here is the URL. So very important, we are downloading the Solana CLI, so you can replace stable with any version that is available, or you can replace the stable with beta or edge or a specific version. Okay, so here we're running the command to install the latest version stable. Okay, so now let's install Anchor CLI. So Anchor is a framework for developing Solana programs. The Anchor framework leverages Rust macros, so it has a lot of dependencies that are optimized for coding better code, more secure code, and code that can serialize and deserialize, and you can build smart contracts faster and with more security. That's the promise. So you also have a command for installing Anchor, that this is the command, and you are going to install the Anchor version manager or AVM. So you will run the command, it will download all the dependencies and compile when you paste this command from the official Solana documentation. And then you will also, I'm working on a book, and you can there follow all the instructions and also a link to official documentation. And finally, you can run AVM version to get the current version. You can run AVM latest and AVM use latest to download and use the latest AVM version. I'm using Mac, but you can run it on WSL. So you will first download and compile the AVM tool. Then you will run AVM version to check the current version. You can then run AVM install latest to install the latest versions in case that some time has passed since you installed it. So it's already installed, and then you can run AVM use latest to use this version. Okay, so now let's install Node.js and Yarn. The first step is to install Node.js. So we're going to run the command for installing npm, that is Node version manager. So the command will include the repository that, as we see in the past, it will detect our operating system. So you will run the command to install, then you can restart your terminal and confirm that the npm command runs successfully by running command npm. Then you can npm install node, and you can check your node version. Also, you in npm install latest and npm use latest. Okay, so here you can see that we are copying the command to install the latest npm, then restart the terminal and confirm the npm command runs successfully. Now we can install Node. We can check then which version by Node version. Okay, so that is the pipeline. Okay, so finally we're going to install Yarn. So we're going to run npm install global yarn. Yarn is an npm package. So finally you will run yarn version. So it's the same process. You will open a terminal and you will npm install global yarn. So it will be accessible on any terminal on your computer. Okay, so you will run npm install global yarn, so it installed globally on your environment, on your computer, so you can run it on any project and you can check the yarn version. Okay, so thank you for seeing this video. Now you know how to install independently or with quick installation the Solana CLI and all the required tools. So never give up on learning Solana and developing your dream the app.